This is Jacob Sucker 13 here, and today I'm going to be doing some predictions for the 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil. Very anticipated event this summer. Been waiting for it since summer in 2010, in which Spain won the World Cup. That was awesome for me because I'm a Spain fan. Their first World Cup, and since then they've made history. 2 European Championships back to back along with that World Cup, and they're looking to add a fourth major trophy in a row. They obviously lost the Confederations Cup last year, but it's not that important of a trophy anyways. Was disappointing to see them lose to Brazil 3-0, but anyways. So, start off with Group A, in which Brazil are playing. I'm going to go ahead and say that they're going to be Croatia, Mexico, and Cameroon. Not sure by how much, not really predicting that, just predicting the group points in this. So Brazil takes all the points from Group A. Croatia is going to be the second team in the group. I'm going to say that they're going to beat Mexico and Cameroon. Then Mexico, they're going to beat Cameroon. So just 9 points, 6 points, 3 points. There's a couple of those in here. Group B is not one of those. Spain is going to take all the points, obviously, but Holland or the Netherlands, I I think they're probably going to draw Chile. Now, Holland is definitely a better team, even though I hate the Netherlands national team with a passion because they're a bunch of divers. Anyways, Holland is probably going to draw with Chile, and anyways, they would be going through on goal difference because they're probably going to beat Australia by, I don't know, something more than Chile will. So they'll go through there. Okay, now on to Group C. Colombia is going to be getting 9 points out of the group, beating Japan, Greece, and Ivory Coast. They got put in a fairly easy group. Although they will be missing, most likely, Ramadal Falcao due to an ACL, tearing his ACL, I think it was. But anyways, he'll be out for a while. Another couple of notable injuries. Khedira, I don't think will be available for the World Cup, nor will Walcott. Now, I know the most possible return of those three players is probably Falcao. He still has some chance of making the World Cup, but I would doubt it. Okay. So anyways, next off, Japan is going to be getting 4 points, and I'm assuming that they're going to go through on goal difference by beating Ivory Coast by more than Greece does, and then Japan and Greece are going to be the ones that are drawing each other. And that one was a tough call, but I think Japan has a slight edge right now. You know, they have Honda, who's in form. Well, not like super in form, but he has done well. If it continues in the World Cup, they'll definitely have a better national team than Greece. You know, they have a couple other players too. That's just the main one. Okay, on to Group D, Italy is going to be finishing with 7 points. Now, Italy, I think, is going to beat Uruguay, beat Costa Rica, but draw England. And so that's where the 7 points comes from there. Uruguay, I think, is going to beat England and beat Costa Rica. And then England is going to beat Costa Rica. Now, on this one, normally you would think that England would be beating Uruguay, and they would be the ones going through. But I don't think England is going to do very well because, first off, this is a very important competition, and they don't seem to do well in those, European Championships and World Cups. But also, Uruguay has sort of a home field advantage. Brazil's the one hosting it, but it's going to be very hot temperatures, and the Uruguayans will be used to that, whereas the English people will not be whatsoever. Say, I think right now it's like twice as hot in most of Brazil than it is in most of Europe, especially around England. Maybe not so much in like sort of Spain right now. I don't know. Depends on the area, like and also the city you're in. Okay, but anyways, on to Group E. And this one is another one where the weather is going to take effect. I'm thinking that France is going to take all the points in the group going through to 9, but Switzerland I'm thinking is going to draw Ecuador, who I would normally think they would beat, but due to the fact that Ecuador sort of has a home field advantage, but doesn't really, I think they're going to draw. And then Ecuador I think is going to draw Honduras. and that's their 2 points, and Switzerland, of course, is going to beat Honduras. So, on to Group F. Argentina, 9 points out of the group. Pretty presumable. That's a pretty predictable one. Bosnia and Herzegovina with 6 points. Now, they don't have the greatest national team, but they've kind of done well recently. They have Gecko up front, a couple of like, decent players who are in form right now, a couple of Premier League stars in there, a couple of, I think, Serie A players too, as well as, there's one other league I can't remember. But anyways, a lot of players that are probably going to do well in the World Cup. Nigeria, now, they have a couple of aging players like, Mikel for Chelsea. They have a couple other players too, but I doubt they'll beat Bosnia and Herzegovina. So their 3 points will come from Iran, and that is Group F. Now, on to Group G. Germany, Portugal, USA, and Ghana. Okay, so Germany taking all the points. I hate to say it, but Germany's probably going to beat Portugal. Obviously, they're going to beat USA and Ghana, unless they somehow lose to either of them. Can't see it happening, even though I do live in the United States, but I don't really support the national team. They're not going to do very well anyways. Although I do think they will beat Ghana, so that's where the 3 points come from. Portugal is going to be beating USA and Ghana. So, on to Group F. Belgium with 9 points, Russia with 6 points, Korea Republic with 3 points, and Algeria with 0. Now, Belgium beating all 3 of them, Russia beating Korea Republic and Algeria, and Korea Republic beating Algeria. So, that's where the points come from in that group. Now, the group of death. Many people would say that it's G, having Germany, Portugal, along with USA and Ghana. But, I would say that Group D is much more, a much harder group to get out of. Because in Group G, you can kind of presume who's going to get out of that group. Germany and Portugal, whichever way it goes. Even if Portugal does beat Germany or draw Germany, whatever, those two are still going to go through. But in Group D, it all depends on these individual results between like Uruguay and England, or Italy and England. Any of these 3 teams right here could get knocked out, and one major team will be missing from the competition. Yes, they have Costa Rica, but it's still a very good group, very hard group to get out of. But my prediction is for Italy and Uruguay. Alright, so on to the round of 16. So, Brazil versus Holland, that's an easy win for Brazil. They have the home field advantage. They bow out of the World Cup from a defeat against Holland, which was unfortunate. But I figure they'll be taking the victory this time around. And the next fixture is Colombia versus Uruguay. By the way, if you're wondering how this works, it is the winner of Group A versus the runner-up of Group B, winner of C versus the runner-up of D, etc. And then for the bottom fixture, it's going to be the runner-up of A, and the winner of B, runner-up of C, winner of D, etc. Okay, so yeah, Colombia versus Uruguay. That's going to be a 2-1 win for Uruguay is my prediction. Simply because Colombia will probably be missing Falcao. Uruguay have Suarez, who is in form right now. Cavani, who is in decent form right now. Along with Forlan, who's still playing very good. And I think the Brazilian league right now. But either way, he does pretty good for the national team when he plays. And there's a couple of other... There's a striker that's been doing well for Uruguay, but I don't remember his name. There's a couple other decent players on the team, and overall I think they have a better squad than Colombia, so Uruguay takes the win there. France versus Bosnia and Herzegovina, 2-0 win. Pretty self-explanatory. France has much more team depth. Even if a couple of their players are out of form, like Benzema and Giroud, were fighting for the first team spot on the striker, neither of them doing very well for the national team. But anyways, even with issues like that, I still think that they'll be able to beat Bosnia and Herzegovina. Now, Germany versus Russia, 4-1 to Germany. That's an easy one to predict. Spain versus Croatia, another easy one to predict. 2-0 to Spain. I believe they played in the group stages of the European Championship in 2012, and Spain won that game. Okay, now on to Italy versus Japan, another easy win for a big European country, and I'm thinking it's going to be 2-0 to Italy. Alright, and another easy one to predict, Argentina versus Switzerland, 3-0. I don't actually know how well Messi is going to do in this tournament. I don't know, he's been kind of out of form recently, but we'll see. Either way, Argentina have a very strong national team this year, so that'll be an easy one for them. Now, Belgium versus Portugal. Some people might think that Belgium could go far in the tournament, but I don't think they're going to beat Portugal because, overall Portugal, they have about the same team depth. Portugal has Ronaldo, Belgium has Hazard. You know, Ronaldo is the favorite there. So a 2-1 win for Portugal, and we'll go on to the quarterfinals. Okay, so Brazil versus Uruguay is the first fixture, and I'm predicting a 3-0 win for Brazil there. I'm not going to say 3-1, 2-1. Could be closer result, but I think Brazil will dominate Uruguay in that game. They've been really doing well recently. And anyways, on to the next fixture, Germany versus France. That's going to be a 2-0 win to Germany. No doubt about it, Germany will win that game. Not sure by how much, but I don't think France can handle Germany. Well, the German squad at this time. I don't think that Germany posed that much of a threat to winning it, but they do have a very good team. And alright, Spain versus Italy. That's going to be a 2-1 win to Spain. Now, I think Spain's going to do well in the tournament due to the fact that they have a Diego Costa, who has switched nationalities from Brazil to Spain. So, hopefully he'll continue his form for the national team that he has been in for Atletico Madrid in the league and, Cup and all that stuff. Alright, so 2-1 win for Italy there, and on to Argentina versus Portugal, another very interesting fixture. Messi versus Ronaldo, and I'm thinking that one's going to be 3-2 for Portugal. It's either going to be a high-scoring game or a really close game. I'm going with a high-scoring game. Now, Argentina might have the advantage here, but I am a Portugal fan. They're my second favorite team, so I have to say that they're going to go through. And I think they could do it with the help of Ronaldo. They do have a lot of other decent players as well, but Ronaldo is the focus. Now, on to the semifinals, Brazil versus Germany, 2-1 for Brazil. I don't think that Germany can beat Brazil in Brazil. Now, if it was in Germany, that would be a whole different story. And Spain versus Portugal, another, well, not another 1-0 win. A 1-0 win to Spain for that one. Don't think that's going to be a very high-scoring game. It's going to be a very tight game, like the games they played in the past. But I do think Spain's going to go through. And now for the final, Brazil versus Spain, the dream final. I think that it's going to be 1-1. And it's going to extra time, and nobody's going to score then, and it's going to go into a penalty shootout in which Spain wins 3-4, 4-3. Okay, so Germany versus Portugal, the third place playoff. It's going to be a 2-1 win to Germany. I hate to say it again, but Portugal, I do not think can get the best of Germany. Might be able to draw it, take it an extra time. Might be able to draw the first fixture against them, get an extra point in their group, but I don't think they can beat them. Not right now, at least. Okay, so the winner is going to be Spain. España, hopefully, will take their fourth consecutive major title, well, major trophy. So let's see. Yeah, that's about it. And so those are my predictions for the 2014 FIFA World Cup. Leave yours in the description. Leave a link or something. I don't know. You can probably do this on like ESPN or Fox Soccer. I am really checking where. Just kind of check the team, well, the tournament format to do this. But anyways, so leave your suggestions for, well, your predictions for it in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.